They're talking about flying cars, robots in your home, and AI replacing you. This is Tony. Hope you're all doing well. And actually, we've got a lot of strange things to get into. Some very bizarre stories from the last day or so to get into in this video.
So there's a quiet shift that's going on all around us in the stores, in our workplaces, in our neighborhoods, and things are changing here in America. Some people say that some of these things are progress and others say it's control. So I'm going to share with you several different stories. And as you watch, I want you to ask yourself, which one of these worries you the most? And share down below because there are quite a few different things that are all taking place at the same time.
Now check this out. It starts out with digital ID. And I just saw a story that I'm going to share after I play this clip here that shows you what they were doing was 100%, a joke. Check this out.
How stupid do they think we are? So they create this huge problem and then they come at us and say, oh, we've got the solution to the problem that we created in the first place. They have my passport, my driver's license, my birth certificate, my marriage certificate. What else do they need? They don't need anything else. I am begging anybody out there that's got anything going on up here, do not comply. Do not.
All right, now check this out. I just saw this story earlier today. So in the UK, they've now have this digital ID, right? The entire point, one of the selling points was that we're going to stop illegal immigrants from being in our country using this ID. Now, of course, I knew way back when they said they were going to come out with this that this was a joke. Now we have the evidence. Today we had a story come out where they said that they're going to make it easy for those that are legal in their country to become legal. Of course they're going to do that. They're going to make it so it's easy for them to sign up and become a citizen. And of course, completely backing off what they originally said this was for. They make a problem, illegal immigration. Then they bring in the solution, but then they still keep the illegal. See what I mean?
Comply. I sure as shit ain't comply.
Okay, so then she keeps going on. We'll see what this guy has to say down here.
A few months ago, some of you saw my call yesterday where my manager, who is an AI, for the first time got me on a voice call. And it was an extremely unhinged call. See it if you want to. But many of you in the comments posted that she was unhinged and...
What the hell? Dude, what? His manager is an AI? What? My manager is an AI, and it called him up and yelled at him. What?
Who is an AI, for the first time got me on a voice call. And it was an extremely unhinged call. See it if you want to. But many of you in the comments posted that she was unhinged and...
Oh my God. What? He's got an AI boss that yells at him? Dude, what the heck? Okay, so this is interesting.
Platinum Plus has a grease...
Okay, well, we got an advertisement. Actually, it's kind of interesting because I'm going to get into in a minute here about the new global diet in a little while here. This guy is going to say something about food that he found in the store. We'll just go on to the next topic in this video, but I'll get into that later with the food. We're going to start off with some streamers. We have here Hassan Piker, of course, the guy that was famous for shocking his dog. Apparently, there's a music video of him going viral right now, and it's kind of funny.
Shot my dog, I can't stand.
Marks generated this shit.
Yeah, shot my dog, I can't stop. Yeah, shot my dog until she drops. 2,000 volts straight in her top. Cause my dog can't stay in her spot.
So of course it's AI, right? Look at it, it's pretty good, man. This guy obviously used AI to make it, probably used Sora AI. And of course, he recently went viral for not being popular in his favorite country of China. Apparently, no one really knows who he is in China, except for the fact that they know he shocked his dog. That's about the only thing he's known for there. Hassan went to China thinking he would be received as a celebrity, just to learn that Osmongold was more popular than him. And this is what the Chinese think of him. We don't like you. Laugh out loud. Delete my comment again. I dare you. You electrocuted your dog. So this is what he's famous for now. Especially in this communist country that he thinks is a utopia. The people actually like a conservative streamer, Osmongold. And it's just hilarious to watch. So you got that. You got Matt Walsh coming out saying we need to be concerned about AI self-clones. Don't talk to them. This is weird. Matt Walsh warned on X that upcoming AI technology enabling FaceTime-like conversations with realistic digital twins of oneself will cause widespread psychological issues and harm. This is weird, man. I didn't know they were going to have a... Like, why would you make that? Why would you make another version of yourself and talk to yourself? That's so weird. Honestly, I don't know, man. I mean, he might be right. I don't know. That might be a really bad idea. Obviously, some people are into these weird things with AI now. I think it's better to just make jokes and funny music videos like this one here than to be making a duplicate of yourself and talking to yourself. That's just so bizarre. At any rate, so we're going to get into, like I said, a ton of stuff. BlackRock faces 100% loss on private loan. And we got something about BlackRock we're going to talk about in a minute. We got these companies acting strange. BlackRock looking for a bailout through 50-year mortgages. I talked about that already. It's very obvious our president's got some weird stuff going on right now. A lot of people are pointing it out. He's saying some very bizarre things. We're going to get into that in a little bit. He's against the files, being released, but then he's been sort of proven to be not part of it. So why would he have a problem with them being released if there's already all this evidence, which I'm going to show you some of the evidence, that he was not a part of it at all? It's so weird. You have here Sam Altman backtracks on CFO's government backstop talk, meaning he was looking for a bailout for his OpenAI company. All these companies were looking for bailouts of recent. And at the exact same time, you have Sam Altman with his husband, I didn't even know he's gay, fund a startup to edit genes. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is insane. The dude is starting all these companies that are not exactly what I would call the best future for us. You know what I mean? I mean, these are like from the sci-fi movies we've watched, right? I'm trying to think of the one. Was it Gattaca or something like that, where they were doing this type of stuff? It was from like 20 years ago. At any rate, so we got that. We're going to get into, like I said, a ton of stuff. We got these big stories. Elon coming out saying these robots are going to solve poverty and give us high income. I'm like, what is he talking about? We'll get into that. He's talking about flying cars. We're going to get into that as well. We're going to get into, actually, they're talking about new technology to make you live or allow you to live to 150. We'll get into that as well. And actually a ton of other stuff, some clips from Bill Maher, Joe Rogan, and also get into what's going on with our president and much more. First, I'm going to mention food supply. 25-year shelf life. Link is in the description. 3 months plus an extra month or 4 months worth for $6.97. They have other options available as well. Go check it out. You might want to get prepared for whatever sci-fi movie ending we have here in our not so distant future. Also get this book as well as you're losing your electricity. You might want that. $35. Get the printed version. How to Live Without Electricity. The Lost Ways. And go check out all my other social media link below. I'm on X and other social media as well. Let's get back to the video. So I thought this is really interesting. This is from Jack Morgan. He's talking about how life doesn't seem to make sense anymore. Everything is just bizarre. This is a really interesting one here. 50-inch TV for $130, but your phone is $1,000. Does that even make any sense? Check this out.
I'm thinking it used to be TV controlled the mind. But now we all just have them in our pocket. This is like $1,000. Then you get a 50-inch one of these for... Something's up with that. Something's up with that.
Yeah, that's really bizarre, actually. The prices are getting weird. Like, your food is going up really high in price, but then these TVs, a 50-inch TV for $128. I remember standing in line on Black Friday to pay $600 for like a 38-inch or something. Like, I don't know, 15 years ago or something like that. Back when we actually did Black Friday. Yeah, like 128 for a 50-inch is insane. That's like ridiculous. I mean, my wife was telling me about this steak restaurant in our city, and I live in one of the cheapest cities in America. But this is one of those more expensive, pretty much higher end restaurants. And there was a steak that cost $137. I think it was a 40-inch steak. The steak costs more than this TV. The steak costs more than this TV. At any rate. So, of course, then we got this here. Apparently, Elon's telling... I don't know what he means by this. This doesn't make any sense to me. Optimus, our robot that we're going to release, will be able to do surgery in your home. You will have free healthcare. We'll eliminate poverty and provide universal high... Where is this money coming from? What is he talking about? Let's just play this. This is so bizarre. I don't know what he's trying to get at here. Let's just play this.
You know, people often talk about like eliminating poverty, giving everyone amazing medical care. Well, there's actually only one way to do that, and that's with the Optimus robot. With humanoid robots, you can actually give everyone amazing medical care. Optimus will ultimately be better than the best human surgeon, with a level of precision that is beyond human. So I think that's a pretty wild concept to say, okay, if you know, people always talked about eliminating poverty, but actually Optimus will actually eliminate poverty. Optimus will actually give people incredible medical care. You know, people often talk about like...
How is he going to eliminate poverty? Like, what are you talking about, dude? They can't even afford the robot in the first place. How are they going to eliminate poverty with it? Tesla Optimus catching a ball. Okay, he caught a ball. Wow, great. Good job there, dude. So he can catch balls, apparently. Yeah. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Terminator. Exactly. What the heck, dude? I don't know. I'm trying to understand how this is going to get rid of poverty. I understand what he's saying about, I guess, some weird scenarios. Like he could help around the house, do things like this. I guess you could rent out your robot and he can make you money that way. I don't know what he means by it's going to make me money. How am I going to get lots of money from a robot? Doesn't even make any sense. Of course, they're talking about this high income universal. It doesn't make a lot of sense to think about it. You won't have to work anymore because all the robots are doing the work. Well, then why would they pay me? Who's going to pay me? Oh, the GOV. And like the GOV's not already got little strings attached to everything. Like they're not going to add more. Makes no sense. You got Elon also talking about a Tesla flying car. Check this out.
So are you actively considering making an electric flying car? Is this like a real thing?
Well, we have to see in the
demo. Yeah. So when you do this, like, are you going to have a retractable wing? Like, what is the idea behind this? Don't be sly. Come on.
Well, I can't do the unveil before the unveil.
Is that his? Okay, whatever. So, my whole thought on this is like all these interesting new technologies used to seem cool back like 15 years ago. Now it's like you're just thinking to yourself, how can this go wrong? This is what you're always thinking. You're like, robot. Oh, that movie Terminator 2. I remember that. You know what I mean? Like you don't like back in the old days when we used to watch Star Trek. You're like, oh, it's like kind of positive, and it's like, oh, we could have a great future with technology. Now it's like not that at all, not even remotely anymore. You're like wondering how it would even ever be good, right? That's what you're kind of wondering. Now apparently scientists are developing and this isn't even a drug. It has to do with grape seed extract or compound, which destroyed aged cells, extending their lifespan by 9%. So they're talking about you'll be able to live 150 years with some sort of grapeseed compound, which is kind of hilarious because I remember watching this documentary And it was from like, I don't know, this was like 20 years ago I watched this. And they went to this remote tribe in the middle of nowhere. Never saw modern humans, just an Indian tribe in the middle of nowhere. They were all living to like 120 years old. And as soon as they got in contact with us and started learning our ways, their lifespan dropped like 20, 30 years instantly. And what they were doing is they were eating seeds all the time. And lo and behold, grape seeds make you live longer. That's so shocking. I mean, I learned about this like 25 years ago. You know, it's like, what the heck, bro? You have like these remote tribes that have no technology figuring this out before you did. It's kind of funny, actually. Anyway, so you got that. Now we got this clip on Bill Maher of Russell explaining how Fox News and all these are really run.
Disingenuous to claim that the biases that are exhibited on Fox News are any different from the biases exhibited on MSNBC. It's difficult to suggest that these corporations operate as anything other than mouthpieces for their affiliate owners in BlackRock and Vanguard. And unless we start to embrace, and also, mate, like just spiritually, if I may use that word in your great country, we have to take responsibility for our own perspectives. I've been on that MSNBC, mate. It was propagandist nutcrackery on there. I went on the show called Morning Joe. It was absurd the way they carried on.
Good Morning Joe.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know what it was. It wasn't morning. There was no one called Joe there. No one could concentrate. They didn't understand the basic tenets of journalism. No one was willing to stick up for genuine American heroes like Edward Snowden. No one was willing to talk about...
So, of course, this other guy responds eventually.
I think to sit within the castle of MSNBC throwing rocks at Fox News is ludicrous.
My friend,
make MSNBC better. Make MSNBC great again.
My friend, I would...
Fight them on a territory you can win on, Joe.
Russell, darling, the moment that you give me a specific example, an actual example...
Okay, I'll give you one.
Just wait. It's not about bias. It's a false equivalency because you don't actually know anything about any of these organizations you're talking about. Even on MSNBC once. Big deal.
My darling, it was more...
Oh my goodness, he's offended. He's offended. You can't know anything about news unless you're on one of these corporate, big, huge shows. Then you'll know everything because you're sponsored by BlackRock, right? Then we got this here. We got apparently our president revokes endorsement for MTG over, and this is the most bizarre reason why. Over the files. Like, seriously? Over the files. And I covered this over on my other channel because the whole thing is really, really bizarre. Let me show you what I'm referring to. So here we have his post over on his website withdrawing support and endorsement for MTG in Georgia. And then he goes on to record all of his achievements, which I think, honestly, he's like overstating it, I would say, a little bit. Especially about the economy, for sure. But some of the other ones are true. He goes on to say, creating the hottest country anywhere in the world from being a dead country just 12 months ago. I think that's a little overselling it. All these, and then she says she's wacky, complaining a lot, and, you know, goes on and on about it. And what's so weird about it is we had these email dump about, you know, Jeffrey, you know, the guy with the island. And there were the most ridiculous things written in some of these emails that we can easily refute, debunk, whatever you want to call it. We had here even where it said that our president spent Thanksgiving back in 2017 with Jeffrey, which is absolutely ridiculous, while he was president. When actually we can actually document what happened that day. You can even go to CNN and read about it. What happened on November 23rd back that year. And you find out that he was at his own house celebrating it. And you can even look at his entire itinerary for the day. He never went there. So it was like straight up made up. Then they claimed in the emails in one spot that our president had a relationship with a former president. No joke. All these things are ridiculous, easily refutable, but for some reason, they're saying that our president revoked his endorsement of her. Well, maybe she's the one claiming. I think she's the one claiming that it was over the files. He never said that, though, I think is what it is. And I don't know if it's, you know what? It's kind of weird. Maybe he has somebody he knows, or maybe he thinks it's not the right direction to get some of these people, because we clearly have him going after this guy right here, for one. Matter of fact, and his wife, we had in two different directions they're doing it already. He already even asked for them to look into the files. Our president said, I will be asking Pam and the DOJ to investigate it in a relationship with Billy and the Hillmeister. And then there's also another thing opened up for corruption on him. So they're already looking into him from two different directions. So it's just really bizarre. I don't really think that's the reason why he's taking a stance against MTG. I don't think that's what it is. I think what it might be is because she's been going on all these other podcasts, and we're seeing a rift in the right now. We're seeing those that are calling themselves MAGA and those that are calling themselves America First separating. And so some people that are on the side of First are getting sort of popular, and it looks like MAGA is sort of splintering and breaking up. And maybe he's very upset over that. I don't know. I think he's making it worse, though. By revoking endorsement of her, he's making it actually worse. I don't know why everybody's making so many ridiculous missteps. It feels like they're all just fighting for no reason and just making a lot of stupid missteps. And it's all over this, from what I could tell, it's mainly over this country in the Middle East. That's pretty much what it's over, which is insane. It's ridiculous. We should stop talking. You know what? Honestly, I've gotten sick of talking about that country. It's getting ridiculous at this point. I would rather us just focus on our country and ignore them. I don't know why they got to be part of any picture. They can be by themselves. Matter of fact, they even said recently they want to be on their self-sufficient and by themselves. They've been coming out saying that on their own side. Let them be self-sufficient. They want to be self-sufficient there in the Middle East. Let them be. We'll be self-sufficient over here. They can be over there. At any rate, so there's that. Also, I wanted to get into a few other things. Apparently, they now have the Steam console, game console. Steam is a app that you usually have on the PC, and you have all your games in there. Could be from Microsoft, could be from anywhere. Games that you would see on multiple consoles are all in Steam. And now Steam is making its own console, which will mean that you can have all your games from Sony, Microsoft, all over the place, all in one place, and play them all on one system.
You almost had me there. I'm not gonna lie, you almost had me. All right, what's actually happening? I'm serious, sir. Steam is coming out with the Steam Machine. It's a PC, but you can plug and play it onto your TV, like a console. What do you mean console? Steam has my games on it. Yeah. Get Xbox on the line right now. What do you want? Did you know about this? Know about what? I'm on the other line arguing with TikTok and Instagram Reels. Steam's coming out with a console. Console? I thought it was just a PC. You play.
So, of course, now you can play all your games, whatever games you bought on Steam, on this console that they're coming out with right now. Kind of interesting. I might actually get it, actually, because I have a lot of games on Steam. So, at any rate, so you got that. And I showed this video over my other channel about how they're coming out with this new global diet that we're all supposed to partake in. It's supposed to make us healthier in the world. And here we have Steak and Butter Gal talking about this. Check this out.
Their own report. And get this, the authors, many of whom proudly call themselves ethical vegans, are saying that most of your calories should come from grains, about 775 calories out of a 2,000 calorie diet. Translation, bread, rice, cereal, repeat. Then right behind that, seed oils. Literally, the same oils that were originally designed for engine lubricant and the same oils that are linked to inflammation and chronic disease are now
Disgusting.
a core food group. And to top it all off, a big chunk of your remaining calories comes from, and you're gonna love this one, sugar. So basically, over half your diet would be grains, seed oils, and sugar. And believe it or not,
Dude, that's
fruits
messed
and
up.
vegetables only represent a tiny portion of this diet, just over 10%. Even most vegans I know would take issue with that. And come on, I am an ex-vegan here. I used to be vegan for 6 whole years.
So she used to be a vegan. Now she's all about meat and steak and butter, all that, basically carnivore. She's a carnivore now. I'm not carnivore. I tend to be sort of keto-ish. I still eat, I don't eat any wheat or any, for most part, any grains. I do eat a little bit of rice and stuff like that. But let's see here. She talks about what they're excluding. This is pretty crazy what they're excluding. They don't want you to eat any meat, apparently, in this diet, or eggs, or anything like that.
Fat. You get about 100 calories a day from dairy. So hey, maybe a few sips of milk or half a slice of cheese. When it comes to eggs, you're allowed 20 calories, and that's about a third of an egg. And for meat, real meat like beef, pork, or lamb, you get 15 grams. That's less than half an ounce. Fish?
So this is like the whole thing we saw with Billy Boy, the computer guy Gates, coming out with his, weird stuff that he's doing with cows now. He got this weird feed to stop them from farting, I guess, because it's causing global warming, right? And they want to get rid of cows altogether. We had, I think it was the Norwegian government had a bunch of cows culled in their country because they were producing too much methane, which is polluting the planet, right? So this is the kind of people running the show right now. They literally want you to eat garbage, and they don't want you to have any meat at all. They want you to eat like locusts and stuff instead, apparently. No, I'm not going to eat any. Matter of fact, I'm not going to eat any of the stuff they said in the beginning. I don't want sugar. I don't want any seed oils. That's one of the worst things ever. I'm not going to eat any bread because our bread here is not even real bread anyways. Yeah, so I'm not going to eat any of that stuff. I'm going to eat meat, eggs. I'm going to eat maybe some rice and some vegetables. That's about it. And, butter and milk and dairy and stuff like that as well. But it's just crazy that they're trying to propose this, and they're going to probably put it through in a lot of different ways through your supermarket and all the products in there. At any rate, you got that story. Then you got this. You got some crazy stuff going on. Joe Rogan here is talking about how it looks like America might have a civil war, right? What's interesting about what he said here is it's now happening in Mexico. So let me show you this. This is Joe Rogan talking about what's going on with these communists. And actually, let me just play this. Check this out.
What's happening here? Like, what are you nuts? This is nuts.
Okay, maybe I should back it up a little bit. So he's talking about a lady basically working at an insurance company, posting insane stuff online. And a lot of people are losing their minds, basically, is what he's saying. The left and right are really getting into a sort of a civil war sort of stance.
Whoa. And you work at an insurance company? This is nuts. And you thought it was okay to say that on Instagram? This is nuts. This is nuts. Like, what are you guys on? Like, what's happening here?
Natalie Winters, particularly what happened at Berkeley last night was a full-scale riot outside, but the people that showed up, they packed it, and just shows you how many people want to go to the Turning Point things. What's your thoughts about this? Joe Rogan's now waking up, and I think it's a lot higher than 7, ma'am.
Well, look, I might have a radical take, but we are in the war room. I think it's fair to say that it's already underway. I maybe reject the framing of it as civil war. I think it's anything more of like a communist purge, as we were discussing a color.
See, this is interesting. She just said this. This was like a day or two ago. And guess what's happening in Mexico right now? Let me show you that.
This one in Mexico seems to, at the very least, have a good heart to it, right? What are they protesting against? What are these young kids protesting against? I mean, this footage of them tearing down the presidential palace. This is crazy. So the far left-wing, psychotic, Trump-hating, installed dictator in Mexico, her name's Claudia Sheinbaum. Anyway, she has done nothing in order to combat cartel violence. and the cartels effectively run all of Mexico, and many criticize her as being effectively just an agent of the cartels, somebody who's installed purely to serve the cartel.
So these guys, these young guys are conservative. It's just like in America, you have young guys that are more conservative, and the females tend to be more liberal. And so imagine if in America we got some really, really, really far left communist type, maybe like the Zoran as president, then we could have some insanity like that going on in America, and then you have something like this happen, right?
Purposes. And as you well know, cartels just straight up murder with total impunity.
This is crazy, man. So you got that going on right now. Gen Z protesters storm Mexico City National Palace after mayor's cartel. Apparently he died. Wow. I didn't even know about that. So you got all these videos. I just showed you this. You got that going on. They actually broke into, I think, their main building, the palace, and started destroying it. So you got that going on in Mexico right now. And I mean, it's just insane. At any rate, so I think that's enough for today. We'll get into more tomorrow. I kind of wonder what some of you guys think. And actually, I think tomorrow I'm going to get into some really strange things with not 3-Eye Atlas, but the UFOs. There's this documentary that came out, and I might actually talk a little bit about some other stuff, maybe even 3-Eye Atlas. We'll get into that as well. But there's some weird documentary that just came out about them admitting that there are aliens. We'll get into that in the next video. I kind of wonder what some of you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.